My name is Anton Noble. I'm from West Midlands, Coventry area, and I'm a mentor now, that's leader of Guiding Young Minds, and I'm here to explain my background and my life change and the love that I receive. Can't keep it to myself. I need to share it and give it to others. So through my background and life experience, which we all go through, sometimes some are people that we are surrounded by, and myself, what can hurt you won't hurt me, but we've all got our own threshold. And certain things in my family background, there was lack of love. They were very successful, but they weren't there for what we wanted them to give us attention and give us praise for. And so when you don't have something in your home, you go elsewhere to try and find it. And my way to find it was to gravitate around people who were like me, who felt that they weren't getting attention, who wanted to be popular, who wanted everyone to like them. And when you gravitate to that kind of thing in the streets, it's where things start coming that you weren't aware of, because you don't get told and you don't get educated enough to know what you're getting yourself into until it's too deep. But I'm here today to tell you that you're never too deep to make a change. And so through my life, I went through music, and at the stage of music, what you're hearing now is drill, but at our stage it was grime, because grime and music is an expression of the streets and what the streets are crying out for. So at them days it was grimy, that's why it's called grime. So we were on grime. And when you do music in a certain area, you claim a postcode, and the postcode that we claimed was an area called CV2, and we were very known, and other areas around Coventry area didn't like it. And because we were very talented, we had gang wars with other crews that did music, which led us not really being safer. It led me to being isolated in my own area, so I couldn't even go to an area by myself no more. And there was one time we got asked to do a club, sing at a club, perform at a club, and the time when we sang at the club, there was the rival gang came with 50 of them with knives and axes. Let me just tell you this now, to expose this lie. Knife crime has not just came in this generation, it was in our generation. There's people that got axes, people got stabbed. I've got friends that got stabbed, I've got friends that have been through a lot of stuff, and I saw people get cut up. So it's been through this, it's just being more aware on social media. So I need to expose that lie. But there was time where this gang came outside a club that we were at, and they came with axes and knives to cut us up, and there was only 5 of us. And the club was meant to keep us safe, but the club kicked us out the club to them, because they didn't want their club to get mashed up by them. So imagine now being in face of your enemy with loads of them, and then being faced with the club shutting the doors on you. The ones that were paying you then shut you out and didn't pay you, and then you got your enemy on the other side going, yeah, like hungry lions to kill you. So at that time, the enemies that were our enemies were the police. And I promise you now, it was the police that saved us that day, because if they didn't come, we would have been wiped out. And there's many situations that sometimes that I want to say to you is that sometimes our enemies are our door to other opportunities. And most of my enemies that I had enemies with in my area and other people are now my best friends. and we do work together, and they help us because we all grow up. And sometimes gangs have issues with other gangs because of their friend, not themselves, because of their friend. And the loyalty that's been shown today is wrong. If true loyalty is when you can tell your friend the truth, and you can tell your friend when they're doing wrong. If you can't tell your friend when they're doing wrong and you're sticking up for them when they're doing wrong, you ain't a true friend. Loyalty is when you're telling your friend, bro, if you do that, I can't respect that, and I ain't gonna be with you. So when he goes jail, he knows where he stands with you. But if you're going, yeah man, do it, bro, I got you all the way, and then when he goes jail, then you know where to be seen on visits. That's fake. So I need to expose that, and this is what I do. I expose the lies through what people have been shown. Because myself, we had elders, and elders, what they told me was, go and get loads of girls, go and do this, go and rob, go do this. You're the man when you do this. But I ain't a true man. A true man is someone that's got morals and values. And this is what I've come to teach us, that this generation have lost their values and lost themselves, and they're lost because sometimes they've got parents that are also lost themselves because they're young, and lost people can only direct loss into somewhere that's more lost. Someone that's found themselves, that is whole, that knows himself, could then bring someone that's lost into who they should be. And I need people in the older generation to start standing up and speaking the truth and not beating around the bush, tell it direct, because for me to get out of where I came from, I had to go through an experience where I had to see my brother nearly die and give him mouth to mouth and precious myself. And imagine looking up to your father, that's supposed to be a hero, but you couldn't look up to him no more because you were scared to even go and see your son on the floor. Imagine looking up to your brother, but your brother's there on the floor dying, and you can't look up to him when he's dying. So the only one I had to look up to was myself, and I had to look up. And I was not a person that was a man of faith, my family was. But at that moment, the only person I could go to was him. And I went to him, and at a situation, what happened, I asked him to save him, and he saved him, so I gave my life. And the love that I've got now, I have to share it. I can't keep it to myself. So I changed my life 360 round to show you that it don't matter how far you are deep, you can be changed if you want to change. And this is what people are trying to change, the outside of them. You can't. Outside don't matter. It's the inside. If you ain't got a changed mind, it don't matter if you change the outside. You still do the same thing. It's the mind that needs to change. Once the mind is out, the body has to follow. But some people, as you're seeing a lot of mentors now, that ex-gang members, that are changing the outside, and people think they're changed and they're going to schools and doing stuff, but deep down they're still doing the same thing because their mind ain't changed. But then you got people like me who dress like how urban lot is, and I get judged to go in school dressing like this, but my mind's totally changed, and when I open my mouth it's only then you trust me and respect me. So I want to destroy the manipulation and the judgment of what people look like, because it's what comes out their mouth and what's in their heart that really matters.